some people ask me, like, what equipment, tools, or softwares do I use and also recommend? So for me, in my bag, I basically carry 3 laptops. I carry, these are like some of the key things that I carry as my tools. These 3 laptops, one is for my plugins, and basically my plugins are basically the software I use to basically manipulate sound, go into the sound system, and also manage different channels. It's like, for example, when I'm doing sound for different presidents or kings of like different parts of the world, I need to use specific tools on the mic that they use so that I've got more level before feedback. And those tools are in plugins. I've got something called a primary source enhancer by Waves, but there are also different tools that do the same thing. I've got a very good EQ called Pro Q by Fab Filter. It's a very transparent EQ. I also use an auto mixer called AT auto mixer, which is like Dendugan auto mixer, which is also very efficient because when someone is talking on those 2 mics, I want them, when they're on the one mic, the other mic level goes down to avoid phasing issues, you know. So that's the one laptop. The second laptop, all it does is playbacks. So when I'm doing events like award events, you know, I have music cues. It could be walk-up music. It could be music to basically celebrate a winner. It could also be voice-over cues where I need to play a certain voice-over to tell people we're about to start in 5 minutes. So that I've got a computer specifically dedicated for that. And then my third laptop is for smart, and also doubles as recording. This also doubles as recording. So every time I do an event as well, I've got the capacity to also multi-track the actual event. But I always say to clients that my multi-tracking is only backup. I don't do main recording because I know I'm more focused on the sound in the room. I may forget to press the record button. But for me, in principle, I always multi-track record every event that I do so that if something happens to the main recording, they can come to me to get the recording. So these 2 computers help me as a main and the backup recording. So the third computer, the main thing it does is Smart. And Smart, this software, what it does for me is, as I am running the event live, I've got software that is visually showing me how is the system responding. So that if I feel like there is too much bass in the system, so in my head I can say, okay, there is too much bass, it is 35 hertz. When I look in the software, it can show me that it's actually 45 hertz. So it means before I make my decision to make a correction, I've got my ear listening to the system, and I've got software also analyzing. And when I have to make my decision now, it's now informed from those 2 experiences. So all of these things can happen on one laptop, but I need 3 laptops because I want, when the event is running, I can see all those screens and I don't have to flip through screens. Because in live sound, I always say, if you are 4 seconds late, you are late. You know, because when it's time to say, do that cue and you are late, you are late. If an MC is coming on stage and you switch on that mic 3 seconds later because you were flipping through your screen and the MC came up without you seeing them, you are late. So that's why I use the 3 laptops. Another thing that I have in my bag is lasers. So I've got lasers in my bags because sometimes when the setup is running late and my client wants to do rehearsals very urgently, I need to be able to optimize the system in the quickest way possible. So with lasers, I can easily measure distances between the main speakers, the delay speakers, the front fuse, and I can easily put in times into the system very quickly, very efficiently, and I can get a result that is satisfying to the client. And then when everyone is left now, I then use the software to basically optimize. I also have an RME, DigiFace Dante. So my RME device, basically, it is the device that I use to basically get into different mixers to come into my computer that does the plugins. It's a very efficient way to go in and out with the least latency. Yeah. And then apart from that, it is different cables and different other connectors, but this here is the main system. I travel with my own Cat 8 cables, network cables, because I've had instances where I'm working in different countries and my system for the plugins is not working properly because one of the cables were faulty. So now I just travel with very efficient Cat 8 cables. So these are basically some of the tools that I use. And softwares that I recommend, definitely Smart Software. It is a software to really look at when you can afford or when you save up some money and you can buy it. It's very, very essential. If you work for an organization, if you can convince them to purchase that for you, it is very, very efficient because when you know how to use this, you are basically at the level of pro audio, in the world. Anywhere you go in the world, they will know what you're doing when you know the software. And I think that's really it on that.